Good evening, everyone. Welcome here to Randomania. We are about to witness the grand finals of a Zelda 1 Randomizer Battle Royale tournament, the spoiler challenge between RaikouRider and PanzerDave. Liquid Husband, alongside my commentary partner, Isolated999. We have come a long way to this point, down to just 2 players left in this very interesting flag set, wherein the runners get 10 minutes to look at a log of various information about the seed.
You know what's nice about that? We get to look at it too.
Hey, it's equal opportunity.
You know, I feel like we've done this before.
It feels very familiar, which is one of the, in another way, also feeling familiar like this. It's almost like the closest thing we have to speed running, a vanilla speed run of Zelda Randomizer. These guys get the information ahead of time, know where things are at, and it's really a battle of routing above all else at this point.
Well, speaking of routing, we have some items. Let's go over those items real quick.
Hey, man, that's all you.
All right. Level 1 has White Sword and Magical Key. Level 2, the Wand.
I know what Dave's not getting.
Either of those. He's going to wait for Mags. Level 3, the Recorder. Level 4, the all-important Ladder. Level 5, the Blueberry Banana. Level 6, the regular flavored banana. Level 7, the Power Bracelet. Level 8 has your bow and silver arrows. Level 9 has your book and your heart container. Your ladder heart location has the red candle. Your armos item is the raft, and your white sword item is the red ring.
All right. That's telling you, level 1 is a killer for this seed. If you can just sniff out that white sword and magic key, that takes away a lot of your troubles early on in this or any other race. It just so happens that they're aware of it this time.
Now, here is the other thing. Well, never mind. Level 1 is not blocked by any items. I'm checking to see what items are blocked by, what levels are blocked by what, if anything.
Looks like level 1's in its normal spot.
It is not. It is actually at the coast.
Oh, okay, I see. Well, then what am I looking at saying level 1? Oh, never mind.
You were looking at the vanilla location.
Yes, I was looking at the vanilla location that said L1 on the on-screen tracker. My eyes deceive me. Looks like level 9 is up in the northeast corner, which is kind of a nasty spot, but not.
That's
not
I might have. Hold on.
Blocked by anything.
Hold on a second. I might have rolled the wrong seed. I'm actually going to open my thing up and check to make sure I have the right one. I might be looking at everything completely wrong.
Oh, man. I'm relying on you here, buddy.
I know, I am too.
Forget it, guys, we're going in blind.
I've got the same code that they do.
Okay.
Okay. So with that said, what are half of these screens? Reading the spoiler log is interesting. Currently looking at no blocks based on the spoiler log that I've got in front of me, except the raft. You will need a raft.
All right. Yeah, I see there's something up in that on the East Coast raft spot.
1, 2, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, that is not power bracelet block. That is important. I'm noting down where all of the things are. All right, level 8 is at Forgotten Spot. That's always fun.
Ooh.
Level 7 is at Monocle Rock.
Okay, well that one was almost
1, 2, 3. I do not have level 4 marked. Oh, and level 1's in the far northwest corner.
Oh gosh.
along with some money.
Is that so? Like in second quest level 9 spot? Is that an available spot in these flags?
Because we have mixed overworld, it is. However, it is one screen south of that.
Oh, okay, but still, above the graveyard, man.
Now, the money in this seed actually isn't that bad. It's 1633,100.
Hey, above average. Don't know what they're going to spend it on.
Well, your bombs are 35 rupees a pop.
Ooh, there's your money.
Although your blue candle is 47 and your bait on the cheap is 40.
Hey, that's nice.
That is nice.
I'm hoping we'll see a bait block. Preferably in level 9, but it doesn't have to be level 9. Trying to figure out what else they would spend money on. I guess you're getting,
bomb upgrades, maybe?
Yeah.
Blue rings, if they want. They can buy hints and just throw their money away.
I mean, is anything under a burn bush becomes another question.
Level 6 is under a burn bush.
Okay.
But they can go to level 4, get the ladder, and then get the red candle, because that's not under a burn bush.
Yeah, that was kind of my next thought. Would it be worth at that point? I mean, it doesn't feel like it would be, especially considering as soon as, if Dave's probably not going to go to that wood sword cave that's up on the water above the waterfall.
He'll go right before 9 if he doesn't get the white sword.
He's getting the white sword in level 1.
No, you know what? I think what he will do is he will go completely swordless the whole seed and then get the wood sword right before 9.
If this were for funsies, maybe, but here we are in the absolute grand finals of this tournament. Knocked out Fred last week, the creator of the randomizer, so we for sirs now.
Well, speaking of for sirs, we have the white sword cave right next to one of the take any roads.
Oh, that's true. Do we know how many hearts it will require?
Nope.
Okay. That's right. We didn't know last week either, did we? When the white sword item was the silver arrows.
We did not. However, what we do know is that the runners will not know if they are dig dogger blocked or ladder blocked in these dungeons. Because we don't know that either.
Yeah, we do believe raft is required in this seed.
Yeah. According to my spoiler log, it is required to get into level 2, which contains the wand.
Yes, we're all in agreement then. Okay, just wanted to make sure. 2 minutes before the race starts, so that we're kind of on the right same page.
Now, you can get the power bracelet to get the final heart container if you would like to try your hand at mags. You just gotta dig level 7.
Yeah, that's not happening. If I, as someone who's not particularly good at this game, is saying that's not happening, then these two guys, who I know can handle level 9 with a white sword, probably not going to be digging through level 7 if they can help it.
To be fair, it's not that far into the dungeon. It's about 7 rooms.
Yeah, I guess if they come across it.
Man, I'm looking at these dungeon maps. There's a lot of split dungeons. And level 9 is a piece of Swiss cheese. So the big question, everyone. What's our start screen going to be, you think?
They've taken every other possible thing away from us. That's about all the speculation we can do at this point.
Well, then we will speculate to the max!
Speculate to the max for another 5 seconds or so, and then this race will be underway.
Level 9. I wanted to start at level 9 so badly. Ah.
Nope.
Looks like we are at
A warp spot.
one of the take any's.
Yeah.
So the first thing our runners are going to need is bombs. For everything.
Is there anything in an open cave outside of the wood sword?
I don't know. I don't think there is.
They're both heading to it. They're both heading to the wood sword cave, it looks like.
If Dave picks up the wood sword...
The race is over if Dave picks up the wood sword. No?
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna be so thrown off.
They're heading to vanilla level 5, looks like.
Probably, they could be looking for the candle out of there. Yep, Dave is gonna take the candle.
Yep.
As is Raikou. I had the two mixed up. My apologies.
Yeah. In the event, they both took the candle. Now, Raikou's probably going to try to, well...
It's probably
They
just
got
gonna
their
go...
candles from different spots.
Yeah.
Interestingly enough, right next to each other. Now, Dave, what is going on? Hold the phone. Oh, man.
Dave has the sword.
Run
Validated.
validated.
Also, we're an hour 20 in.
That sounds about when he would pick up the wood sword in a seed, so...
So it's
fair
accurate.
enough. It's all been a dream since between now and then.
Yep. We're in Mario 2, don't you know? So what you're seeing Dave do is he's manipulating his global count to where he has the maximum chance of bombs off of these Gibdos. You want your global count to be at 1, 6, or 8 in order to get bombs. He does have his bombs now.
Alright, the game can begin.
Okay, so now that Dave has a wood sword, he's going to skip white sword in 1.
Probably.
He might even skip the magic key if he gets an early Triforce. He'll just be like, okay.
That magic key is... The lure is too strong. I can't see not getting that. Ooh, overworld Wizrobes. Good news is they won't be in dungeons.
You know, I forgot to mark down where the Armos item is.
We found it.
It's over there.
Yep. Dave didn't forget.
Well, I imagine you wouldn't want to forget something like that. It's quite important.
All bets are off
Dave will
again
know.
at this point. He's got a sword.
Yeah, who knows what he's going to do. We did know he's going to skip a heart container if he follows last week. And key block.
Oh. Are we key blocked out of level 1?
Need a key to get your magic key.
Oh, well, the Kanana
Or
key
Kanana.
works.
And there's another key door. Now, there are going to be 3 rooms to the right, so there's a pretty good chance he could get his magic key in these 3 rooms to the right. Which means it's probably on the left,
Naturally.
in the staircase.
There's the white sword. He was kind of forced to pick it up if he wanted to continue in that
And
direction.
hello, old man. Yeah, that's like trying to do a 3 or a low percent run in the vanilla game. You have to kill the Aqua Menace specifically to not pick up the heart there. Hi, Matt.
Yep.
We are
yeah.
key blocked from the magic key.
So Raikou's play looking to be the correct one at this point, as he noped on out of level 1 and headed next door to level 7. Although not getting a whole lot more help out of it than they were in 1.
I mean, let's be real here. Yes, Dave technically has the advantage of he has the white sword, but it's so early in 1, and Raikou's probably going to get it anyway. It's basically a wash.
The question of why didn't he pick the map up at least? These are vanilla dungeon shapes.
They're not.
Oh, they're not, but he has the shape. I'm sorry. That's
That
what
is
I meant.
correct.
He knows the shape. I would have picked up the map because I don't like having to refer back, but I don't have the swag or style that PanzerDave does in spades, so
All you gotta do in order to read these maps is just realize that they're in text format and then just, like, pray. Pray you don't miss a room.
So Raikou got his key. However, he used it on the door that that Dave Kanana-keyed through.
Well, to be fair, from what I understand about the Kanana key, it only works if you have 0 keys. If you do have a key, it will use your key anyway.
Yes, that is true. So,
no
progression in that case. Although since Dave didn't go back through the door, I think that key door will be back there again if he comes back with keys.
It will be. That could prove to be an issue.
Also proving to be an issue, trying to run away from a blue Wizrobe as PanzerDave spins around in a circle, does his dance, and vaporizes for a death.
Yeah. Blue Wizrobes are not the most friendly of creatures on the planet that we know of. Or maybe they are.
Especially on the overworld. Oh, what do you know?
That's big. And Dave did not clear that room out. That is a pretty decent advantage now to Raikou because he will have his magic key in this spiral staircase. And another key door to boot.
Yeah. So, yeah. Big up there for RaikouRider picking up the magic key. This nasty twisting turning level 1 now much more navigable.
Looks like Dave is going to head to level 2.
Hey,
Perhaps
and Raikou picks up a heart container.
Yay! He now has a, what is it? 66% chance of picking up the bed ring if he chooses to get it, which he may, given its proximity to the warp.
It wasn't set to random, was it? It was just set to on?
I believe it was set to random hearts.
Yeah, but it wasn't set to random as to whether or not that flag was on.
Right, no, it was just set to on.
Then yeah, should be 66% chance.
Yeah.
Because there's not the possibility that it's not on and therefore 5 hearts.
Correct.
Yeah, okay.
Sometimes when it gets a little later in the day, my brain stops working.
Well, some of these flags are only explanatory by saying things that, you know, don't make sense.
Such as the entirety of the beta.
PanzerDave now in level 2. Finds our bait block.
I don't believe there's a room behind it, so it will not be required.
That's unfortunate.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, yes. I said I wanted a bait block, yeah. Preferably in level 9, but I'm not trying to be, super choosy. Hey, Goma.
Goma blocks Triforce, or Wand, or both. Wait, I can block both.
Oh, accidental heart container pickup for Dave.
I don't think that was accidental.
He does find the Triforce room, and that's probably going to be it for level 2 for him. Never mind.
Yes, Gary, and I don't like explaining that fact because it looks kind of weird. I think Dave is going for the wand.
He must be. I thought for sure that he was going to grab the Triforce and get out of here.
Perhaps he's looking to say, okay, well, you know what? Wizards are on the overworld. I can wand sword glitch my way through everything, and that basically gives me a max.
Not a bad point.
I like Raikou's play to go to 3.
Yeah. If he can, snag the recorder, it becomes a very useful tool when you know where everything is.
And especially looking at the locations of levels 1 and 7.
Yeah. Easy trip back there.
He will still need to pick up his Wrapped, but I imagine he'll do that a little bit later on. He does, however, take a couple Gorilla boomerangs to the face.
Oh!
And Dave is going back into level 2.
Whether he likes it or not. The Wizrobe gave him the old heave-ho, and he moonwalked back inside of level 2.
Looks like Raikou's gonna go check his red ring after seeing that room in level 3 and deciding he wants no more of it. No, he's gonna go to the Take Any.
Dave, meanwhile, loading up on money. Is he gonna buy a key?
He is gonna buy a key.
Buy a key.
And be horribly disappointed when he uses it.
It'll get him back to that key door room.
Well, at this point, he may just clear out that room.
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, it'll at least get him there. If you had to use a key to get to that room, he just managed to sneak past it the first time.
Sneaky, sneaky. Raikou's about to go ahead and get his red ring.
Hey, going from 6 hearts to 24 in the snap of a finger, basically making his defense impregnable. His style was already impetuous.
And Dave is going to leave level 1. Let's see where he goes.
Get a change of heart container.
Perhaps. Maybe he's also going to go get his red ring. I mean, if it's there, I don't see why he wouldn't get it. No, he's, he might have forgotten. Right, goes back on level 3, now with 4 times as much health as the average person.
Yeah, looks like Dave's making a play.
Level 5. This is reminiscent of his style from last week.
Good point. Although, last week he was trying to clear out dungeons that he didn't need things from.
I mean, technically that's what he's doing here. He doesn't need the magical boomerang out of 5, I don't imagine.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. For some reason I had it in my head that this was the one that had the bow in it.
Nope, that's level 8.
That's level 8. I wrote blue for blue boomerang. And in my head that said bow. Okay, yeah, that's definitely that's the PanzerDave play from last week for sure. I'm on board now.
Now, here's the one thing that Dave will have working against him. He is very susceptible to key blocks right now.
Yep.
And if there's a key block on the way to bow, silvers, the entirety of level 6.
Well, Raikou just got a huge find. He picked up the compass in level 3, and it saved him one heck of a goose chase because the Triforce was 1 screen left to the start.
Oh, absolutely. Now, I imagine because both of the runners are up on Death Mountain, they're going to go ahead and just do level 4 now. As it's completely out of the way of literally everything. Except $100.
$100 can buy mini dungeons.
Can we just bribe Ganon with all the money that's in the seed?
You know, you would think he already had the money. What's he gonna buy anyway?
So, level 4 has quite the map. It does have a segment. That segment is 5 rooms. And it's only accessible by going directly north from start, but there's a compass in this room, so they're not going to see that segment.
Yeah. I guess I'm assuming that means the ladder will be discovered before then.
Yes. The ladder is right next to... The ladder's like 2 rooms away from the Triforce. Actually, it's right next to the Triforce because it's right here.
Yes. Good call.
I actually forgot the ladder was in here. Even though I'm looking at the spoiler log and the item list.
Well, who can fault you for not seeing it when it was in 2 different places right in front of you?
Look, I'm going based off of Dave's strats from last week, and his strats from last week were do all the useless dungeons first. So I assumed this dungeon was useless.
Right? Not sure what else Dave's looking for in here. Maybe he's looking to pick up a key or something.
Probably keys.
Yeah.
Because he is at 0 keys, so he probably at least wants to replenish his stock, which is something that Raikou will pull away a lead with.
Yeah. Little does he know.
Well, now he needs to get a key to get back into 1.
Unless he's able to pull another Kanana key.
He may.
Well, he's got 1.
Now, bear in mind, Raikou will have to go back and get his raft, but given he knows, 1, where it is, and 2, he's got the ability to warp to level 1, I don't see him taking a while to do that. Sometimes you just gotta face tank some wish robes.
Sometimes you've got the red ring and can manage it.
Yes.
Yeah. Algernon making a great point in chat, though. Raikou is making a beeline for level 8.
You know, I like this. At least it looks like he is. Yes, he is.
Yeah. Sits up, yeah, it's just 1 screen north of him now, so yeah.
And I think we're seeing we're starting to see Raikou's style here, where his style is it looks like his style is to get go mode ASAP and then just blitz the seed down. Or at the very least, get important items quickly.
Yeah. Especially, you know, items that will help you along your way. I mean, if he's walking around with the red ring and silver arrows, he's pretty unstoppable at that point.
Oh, by the way, this level 8 is segmented. And both items are deep.
I say, color me surprised.
Well, they would be deep, except you start in the segment, and the staircase from the segment takes you right next to both items.
Oh yeah, all the way up into the northwest corner. Northeast corner.
I think Dave is going to go buy more keys. We think. Or maybe he'll just Kananaki his way back into level 1.
I hope for his sake that's the play he makes, because he has to know he needs to go left there. But he is passing by level 1 again, so we shall see.
In the meanwhile, Raikou will be getting his what's it called? Bow very soon here, as he already picked up the silvers.
The reason Dave isn't making a play for the any key is because he's been to level 1. I mean, he's going to now, but he thinks he needs two keys to get it. Doesn't realize that the second key was in this room, this next room that he just didn't clear. Of course, he's got 2 keys now, so he's just gonna walk right past it and be good.
Indeed. And we're seeing here one of the things that the spoiler log does not give you, and that is when your key, ladder, bow, recorder, any of those blocks. It just shows you, here's a map of the dungeon, go find stuff.
Yeah. And we are finally back on equal footing in terms of ability to explore dungeons and the overworld. Obviously, Raikou has a little bit more firepower with his red ring and bow and silver arrows, but at least Dave isn't handicapped in what he can search out at this point.
Raikou also has the recorder, which so far we have not seen any dig doggers, and we know there's nothing at the Vanilla 7 location.
Did he pick up the recorder?
He did, I believe. I've seen him scroll past it a couple times.
Okay.
So he will have the ability to travel quickly around Hyrule, which may come very well in handy, as he can whistle to 1, do 7, and then go straight to 9 with full health.
Okay.
Also, Wall Masters. Compass and 8, it's over in the finger.
At least something was out of the way.
You see, Dryer, whenever there's a section of a dungeon that is very long and string-like and just kind of goes out, I call it a finger.
In the spirit of the game, I'll go with Westmost Peninsula.
I am okay with this.
But,
Oh, hi, Gleok.
because... Now, Dave did skip a heart container here in level 7, although it wasn't exactly... It was one that required walking around the spiral staircase.
Are we gonna have the same issue? Is he gonna have the same issue we had last week? He dies to Ganon because of 1 heart.
I'm not going to give him too much grief over that one, because I can at least understand why someone doesn't pick that heart container up.
Yeah.
Whether or not I agree with the decision, I at least know, hey, that's kind of out of the way.
Look, I'm one of those people that believes more health is good health. Looks like Dave will be going into the segment of 7, while Raikou goes into level 5.
You know, level 5 did not last very long.
Yeah, Raikou's going to be happy about that. I imagine he'll go pick up his raft immediately after and just knock out 2 and 6. At least I'd hope he does.
Hey, and that's the beauty right there. If when you have the bow and silver arrows, but also have the red ring, you can choose to just body your way past Blue Goma instead of having to worry about being able to hit him twice.
I mean, like I said earlier, sometimes the best option is to just face tank it.
Hey. The red ring is literally a license to just beat this game.
Raikou seems to be... Did he pick up the raft?
I don't think he's been over there yet.
He might be going there now and deciding it's faster to whistle to 1. Or he's going to 3. Not where he intended to go.
That's why.
Yeah, I see him picking up raft here before he goes to 7.
Yeah.
Honestly, given the situation you're in, if you know 7, you pretty much know which dungeon is closest to 9, unless it's an item that is an item. Unless it's an item that has a good dungeon, you do that item last. Words.
And level 2 has an okay item, but...
Well, I think he's going to go and do 2 and 6 before he does 7. I would think. Although with Recorder, he kind of has that freedom to do whatever he wants.
He's going to walk right past level 7, which he has spent a little bit of time in at least. But Dave just spent a tremendous amount of time in there because it is a rather large dungeon.
So, as far as who has a lead at this point, I have no idea. They're both pretty even, honestly.
Yeah, I'm inclined to say Raikou might have a slight lead, but I don't know. I mean, I guess just because he does have the bow and the silvers, he kind of has a lead whether he wants to or not.
But on the other hand, Dave is about to get his bow and silvers now. Raikou does have the Recorder, so unless Dave decides to get that out of level 3, he will have a little bit of an easier time getting back to
Raikou also has more hearts and the red ring.
Dave did pick up the red ring.
Oh, he changed from red to green when he picked up the red ring. That's what's confusing me. My bad.
But on the other hand, he picked up the heart that Dave missed. Clearly, Raiko has a lead.
Clearly a lead at this point. I mean, 8 hearts to 7. That's 32 to 28. You know, a solid.
That is not it's not insignificant. It's one more hit on Ganon.
It is a full-on Hyrule Driver 87.
So, we often talk about how 9 is the great equalizer between winners. However, I think in this case, there is a second equalizer that may be just as equal. Level 6.
Yeah. And check out this Triforce location placement in level 7. I mean, talk about the game knows.
Look, 7 and 8 obviously aren't seeing eye to eye, and they wanted to give each other as much distance as possible.
I mean, level 7, that is tremendous. I mean, it's almost like a human being made that as opposed to a machine, because, I mean, if I were going to stick the Triforce in a room in that dungeon, that's the one I would do it.
Look, clearly this game just likes fingers.
So Raiko now with a 1 Triforce lead for a brief time at least.
I like the choice to go to 8. Oh. Dave ignoring another heart.
He looked at it. He looked at it.
I bet you he's doing it just to...
Could not bring himself.
Look, I bet you he's doing it just to troll us because he knows this combat is good enough.
Yeah, I mean, he could always pick it up now.
Nope. And again, Wall Masters. Best enemy in the game.
Every time you think you've found Zelda's room in level 9, it's Wall Masters.
I'm still waiting for the option to replace Zelda Sprite with a Wall Master. Not Link's, Zelda's.
Well, one hand has become a new in vogue meme category.
Did Dave ever pick up the wand in 2?
Nope.
Because Raiko just found it in 3 rooms. Just found it in 3 rooms.
Well, there is that.
So that will shorten Raiko's time in level 2, in theory.
To my knowledge, Dave did not get the wand. I'm pretty sure he never even went that direction.
Yeah. Although he will get a triangle.
Raiko not having yet found the compass in 2. I feel like he's walked past the Triforce room at this point.
I thought it was in the upper portion of 2.
Yeah, it was definitely above this.
I mean, to be fair, 2 is basically a box.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's like another screen over to the left and 2 up or something like that, or maybe it's in this column.
Yeah, it's something
that room
there
right
it is.
there. Yeah, it's that room. Yeah. Okay,
you know, the worst
didn't bother him.
You know, the worst feeling in the world is when you're trying to bomb open a cave and a P-hat just knocks you away and your bomb goes like 50 meters to the left.
Yeah.
And Dave is about to save a ton of time in level 3.
Yeah. So he won't get the recorder, but in this situation, he absolutely needed to make that pickup quickly. As both runners now heading to level 6. Could we see a pre-level 9 showdown here in level 6?
The 2 things Dave is going to have to watch out for is he will have to deal with Raiko being in 6 more quickly, and he'll also have to deal with Raiko will be able to whistle to 7 to get to 9 more quickly.
Yeah, I mean, if everything else goes the same, then Raiko obviously has an advantage here.
Of course, there will be no Dig Dogger in 6 because of Patra. And last I checked, Dig Doggers in 9 were still not a thing. They're not.
Yeah. Sounds like a good, sounds right.
Sounds like what would be in a beta.
Hey, I'm still waiting for Dungeon P-Hats to make their return.
Folks, we talk about the beta a lot. The beta basically did two things. It expanded what can be in level 9 in terms of if you allow important items. Basically, in this case, you don't need a power bracelet to get into level 9, so the power bracelet could be in level 9. It throws all of your gambling math off. And the other is shuffle dungeon hearts. So you could have, say, a level 8 with 3 items because the heart container got shuffled into the item pool, which basically means every dungeon has a floor item now. So you got to clear more rooms.
More room clearing. Just when, getting rid of the notion of a jet seed whatsoever.
And then just throw second rooms in on top of it, so you clear even more rooms.
Absolutely.
Every seed is 100%.
Oh,
but that's not this.
That's true. And another thing it also does is it kind of played with the algorithm for map placement, especially in the first. I can't remember if it's in 1 through 6 or where it is. It's Dave picks up his Triforce first. He's going to be the first one out of 6, but yeah, makes the maps easier to find, especially in the earlier dungeons.
I believe it's a restriction on how many bomb holes can be between the map and you.
Yeah.
So in levels 1 through 6, there are no bomb holes. In levels 7 through 8, there are. I think it's 7 and 8 are 1 bomb hole, and then 9 is like whatever. I think it's 2. Also, Gary and Old Wolf in chat pointing out the most important feature of the beta: levels can now be called boards.
Yes. Is this another awesome Triforce placement here in level 6?
I think it was on the left side.
Oh, okay.
Although this 6 is gigantic.
It is huge. It is traditionally the largest non-level 9 dungeon.
And level 6 is... Dave is going to get an advantage over Raikou as he went to the left side of level 6 first instead of the right side.
Yep. And now we listen in to see if PanzerDave will skip over Ganon again this week.
But remember, we don't call 9 the great equalizer for nothing. Raikou could pull a Dave and miss Ganon and then find Zelda.
Yeah. For those who missed last week's run, both of these guys made some interesting plays in level 9. Raikou made a great comeback on Fred to finish in second, whereas PanzerDave, Ganon was very early in the dungeon, whereas Dave completely didn't hear Ganon, and because of it, walked straight to Zelda. So he found Zelda before he had killed Ganon, and then he up-A'd and realized, oh, there's Ganon. Ball game.
You know, Raikou needs a compass. There it is! That's what he needed. And he's like... He probably is not very happy right now.
I wouldn't be. Oh, Dave.
Hey. The heart of 9. That's 3 now. He skipped.
That was as far as I've ever seen someone walk down a corridor towards the heart container before, especially in level 9.
However, I totally understand skipping that one as it's like 20 seconds to go down there and get it.
Oh, did we just see a girl? I think we just saw a girl.
I believe we did too. She's
either that or a wall master.
It's always a wall master.
So, in true Dave fashion, he has found Zelda before he finds Ganon.
Raikou has finished off level 6. So this will be interesting to see. Dave does have the time and exploration advantage in 9. Let's see if Raikou can get dumb lucky.
It worked last week.
No, Dave, you can't.
That's a joke. I mean, Raikou played level 9 extremely well last week.
Oh, yes. And it was Dave that got even dumber lucky last week anyway.
Oh, yeah. He was in the lead and then got dumb luck to completely blow everyone out of the water.
I think Raikou will go left here. Or not.
Always go right.
Never go right.
Always go right.
Never go right. Always go left or up, depending on your flag set.
Yeah, if Ganon's not required, always go up in every single room.
When in doubt, just go up.
Yeah.
That's how level 9 works.
Also, another thing of how level 9 works, Patras everywhere.
Yes. I believe there's 5 total in the dungeon.
My goodness.
And as we know, because we have blank hints, we will not be getting any hints as to where Ganon is.
Oh, we just got a hint as to where Ganon is.
He's right there!
In the moat room, of course.
Well, Dave has 2 hearts. He could have 5 more. Or 3 more, rather. Let's see what he does. He will need 8 hits to clinch the victory against Ganon.
Speaking of clinch, he's down to 1 heart. But he looks like he may have a stun here. He does. The pig goes down. Throw some pineapple on the grill, roast the bacon. We are having a luau.
With that, Dave is going to make his way back to where Zelda is. He knows where he's going. We know where he's going.
He is going to victory is where he is going. Trying to work his way to the main event of Randomania by winning this Battle Royale.
I'm not exactly sure how the point... I know the point system gives you chances to get in, but I'm not exactly sure how the mathematics on it works.
I just like saying that the winner of the Battle Royale is headed to the main event of Randomania.
I mean, that is very reasonable. I believe that is a thing. Wait. Whoa, hold on a second.
What, Raikou just went and found the girl.
That's what I was saying. I keep getting the 2 of them flipped.
He finds the girl, but it's too little too late, as PanzerDave has finished this race in first place with his official SRL time. You see it there on the screen. 37 minutes and 15 seconds. Spoiler log or not, that is a fantastic time for a full Triforce seed.
Thank God.
Absolutely.
That early...
And with that...
let's see.
Oh, that must have been on his stream, I heard.
That probably was.
Thank God. I thought he just busted into the commentary booth.
Well, maybe he did. Fourth wall breaking, clearly.
Garyon, you are not alone in that. That is also faster than my Vanilla Z one time.
It is also faster than mine. Yes, just always. I have not ran it.
Not by a ton.
I have not.
I'm at 38.
I have not ran it in about 3 years, so I'm still sitting at a 45.
Yeah. I was way above a 45 3 years ago, so... Oh, and... Garyon now, here's the pig. With a little speed and spice, he could get in under 40 minutes as well.
So interestingly enough, it wasn't 9 that... Oh, never, there goes that. So, okay, so the person that picked up all the extra hearts has the issues with the hearts, and the person that didn't pick up the extra hearts is fine. What am I looking at here?
We are looking at Backwards World, and also a congratulations in order to the newest member of the commentary booth here, our grand champion of the spoiler races, PanzerDave. Congratulations, man.
I cannot hear you.
Is that so, Dave? Yeah. We're not getting any sound here, unfortunately.
Probably Discord problems.
When would Discord have any problems, ISO?
I don't know. Maybe once in a blue moon? Wait a minute.
Always.
Level 2 is blue and vanilla, and it's shaped like the moon.
Oh! Mind blown.
Okay, so if that means that Zelda and Discord exist in the same universe, that means that every other game series in Zelda is in the same universe. Which means Dark Souls confirmed, Half-Life 3 confirmed.
Believe we're having the same problem again, Dave. Not hearing a thing.
Might have to log in and out of Discord, as much of a pain as that is. Meanwhile, Raikou versus Ganon, round 2.
Fight.
Electric Boogaloo.
Going with the always popular stand in the corner and swing strat at this point.
I'm a fan of that strat sometimes.
Hey,
if I have the health.
If you got the red ring, it's kind of tricky in this room because you kind of want to be somewhere in that half tile, half on the water, half not, but then you're in a situation where you can't maneuver out of the way. But he gets it enough, given the situation, him having the red ring and all, it's not an issue.
He will now be making his way over to Jiggirl. And with that, folks, we want to say thank you for joining us. We're not leaving just yet, but we do want to say, first off, thank you to our restreamer, Tide Guy. We want to say thank you to our tracker, whom I believe is also Tide Guy.
Tie-dye guys also, yeah.
We want to say thank you to Randomania for hosting us. We want to say thank you to Liquid Husband for joining me in the commentary booth. Yeah, and then there's that other schmuck. Don't know what his name is.
I'll get all my shameless plugs out very soon as RaikouRider finishes in second place with his official SRL time. You see it on the screen as well, 42 minutes, 31 seconds. Again, for a seed, spoiler log or not, where you had to get all 8 Triforces and draft was required, all that sort of stuff. Pretty solid time.
Absolutely. You know, really, it was level 6 that was more the equalizer than level 9.
Yeah, I mean, level 9 would have turned out to be, I mean, how heartbreaking would it have been if Raikou lost that because he died to Ganon? But, yeah, level 6 was kind of the prequelizer.
It should be the name of a movie. Looks like we will have Raikou in here in just a second. And it has been just a second.
Panzer, you didn't sub 30 this? You're bad.
He picked up a wood sword, too.
Yeah, that's the real shame of his Discord not working properly, is that I am not getting the chance to ask him what in the world was going through his head. We saw him pick up the candle one screen over and then goes and gets the wooden sword. When the white sword was in level 1. I thought for sure when we saw that, alright, 100% confirmed, PanzerDave's not picking up the wood sword. And here we are.
I didn't want to run the risk. I was thinking about grabbing Candle out of Wood Sword Cave at one point, but I didn't want to risk like White Sword being in a terrible room.
I mean, that's reasonable.
Yeah, I mean, also considering there was one right next to it, you know, there were candle and heart selections, you know, one screen east of the Wood Sword Cave and then one screen east of that. So you had plenty of opportunities either way. So I do understand the play. It just shocked me a little bit at first on the right side of the restream that was the case. But man, you guys took very different paths, just like last week. But all told, you guys were heading into level 6 pretty much at the same time. And that was really the story of the race at that point, was how level 6 panned out for both of you.
Yeah, I felt really bad. I felt really bad about how long it took me to find the Triforce in 6.
Yeah, that compass pickup was heart-wrenching. When you pick it up and we see he's all the way on the other side of the dungeon.
I felt behind. I felt behind the entire time, just because, like I said last week, there's no way I'm going to beat Panzer in a straight competition. So I have to be like, let's make the low probability play and hope it works.
It just about did. I mean, you made the play to clear out that room in level 1 that wound up having a key in it.
Speaking of level 1, I actually, when I went in that first room, I completely forgot about the shutter. So I went over to 7 to look for keys, got a key, and then when I came back into 1, I realized, oh, there's a shutter on the south side. I should have Canada keyed that door. I'm an idiot.
Turns out it didn't matter.
But it did, Dave, because that next room dropped a key.
Oh, did it? The one I didn't clear out and I just bought keys
yes.
for?
The one that you bought 2 keys for dropped a key, yes.
Well, yeah, then it did matter a bit, huh?
Dave, I want to say something real quick.
Huh.
We railed on you last week for skipping a heart container. Now you skipped 2.
Yep. Didn't matter.
3, but I don't blame you on the 3rd one.
It didn't matter because I didn't die.
Oh yeah, Algernon in my Discord is summing this race up perfectly. ALTTPR decided to get one last screw you in. Panzer went left side in 6, I went right side.
That sounds about right.
Okay, so those of you who haven't really been following me too much, that happened to me in 3 of my ALTTPR tournament races this time around, were decided by going the wrong way in left side, right side Ganon's Tower, and they were not the same side all 3 races either.
See, my thought process on 6 was there's more rooms on the left.
I have a question, Raikou. Or Raikau.
What?
Do you want to pronounce it? Did the left side of 6 align with the side in the LTTPR that had more times it was correct? Ergo, was it 3 left and 1 right, or was it an equal number of each?
It was 2 left and 1. It was 2 left and 1 right.
Okay, so 6 aligned with the greater number.
Technically, yes, but I mean, in this situation, I would never go right side on this just because the number of rooms are greater on the left.
I understand that, but you have to think from my perspective, where there's no way I'm going to outplay you in a straight competition.
Well, if you think about what I'm going to do logically, then at the very least, if you're going to follow it, it's I won't say common sense, but better odds.
I understand that, but you have to think about it from the metagaming side of things, where if I follow the logical path, there is no way I'm going to beat you because you will outplay me in combat. So I need to try to get an advantage elsewhere.
Not in this damn seed, Jesus. I'm struggling so hard. I mean, Red Ring does make you forget about everything. You just swing wildly.
Yeah.
Swing and face tank.
Yep, and that and the magic key, Raikou both had both of those first, and things were still kind of close, but you still felt like until Dave got that magical key, he was a bit hamstrung on what he could do in terms of dungeon exploration in comparison to Raikou. So, but once he picked that up, it was kind of, okay, things are even now. The only thing that Raikou's got on his side is he had the recorder, and therefore could make that jump from level 1 to level 7 over to level 9 very quickly.
I felt I routed very well in the seed.
Oh God, I did.
I feel
yes.
I felt that I agree with that.
Because my route for the seed was go get Wood Sword, go get wood sword, up A, and then try to get bombs, go into 1 to find any key in white sword, then go over to 3 to get recorder, go to 4 to get ladder, then whistle back to 3 to 8, do 8, screen scroll off Death Mountain, do 2 and 6, then up A to start, do 5, whistle from 8 to 7, and then go to 9. That's the route I took.
Yep.
I took any roads. I got 200 secrets because I said, "F it, I'm not getting keys anymore. I'm just buying them."
I did not pick up a single secret. I was just like, I have any key. I have white sword. I have red ring that was easy to access. Ladder was easy to access in 4. I'm good.
I think it's interesting that neither of you guys said, okay, well, the only thing we need a candle for is level 6. Just get the red candle off of the coast at some point.
There was no real easy way to go over there. If level 2 or level 6 were over by the dead woods area, then I would have considered that, but it was just, there was no reason to go over to get it.
I mean, there is a cause for it if you consider the take any road to warp 2 and then go to 6.
It was awful time consuming. It would be awful time consuming to go out there is the issue. And
Couldn't have been as bad as me buying 2 keys.
I mean, you could have made the play for mags if you hadn't skipped all those heart containers.
Please.
Yeah, really.
I have white sword.
Yeah, and you also had wood sword.
Yeah, so
Yes.
a seed in which Dave picks up all 3 swords would have just ended me at that point. So
I think the universe would implode.
The only reason why I even got wood sword was because you're not guaranteed to know where that white sword is. And it's very detrimental in a race to go swordless like that. It really is. It does take a lot out of you.
Because that stopped you in the past.
It doesn't to a degree, but at a certain point you gotta stop.
You also knew where the wand was, though.
Wand was in 2, but I wasn't dealing. It's probably behind that dumb Goma, honestly.
actually, no. Wand was very, very easy to get. Let me pull up the map for 2.
It was like
It was-
one up and one left.
Wand was 1 room north of start, and it was
I didn't go into that room.
it was 1 room. It was 1 room north of start, and it was so easy to get.
The one room you didn't go to looking for keys.
Yep.
2 was one of the
Oh
last.
man.
2 was one of the last dungeons I did because of the way. Because like I said, I'm not going to out combat Panzer, even though the combat in the seed, given that you had red ring and white sword early, was extremely easy. He's just going to clear out rooms faster than I do. So the only way I win is if I either outroute him or I just make a risky play and get lucky.
My 9 was really good though. I was really happy with that.
Oh, my 9 was atrocious. I found Zelda first.
Yeah, same here. I went to the right side, saw her, then I ran into a Patra. Said no, went around and found Ganon. So
Oh, I died to Ganon because I entered his room with only 2 hearts.
same here. Oh wait. That dumb room though, man. I got lucky, got the stun lock on the left.
Oh,
You could have entered it with 5 hearts.
Shut up.
I could not get a stun lock going on that Ganon fight either time.
If you have recorder strats in a room like that.
He was being extremely uncooperative.
Raiko did get a pretty bad Ganon pattern.
That is fair.
I will cop to that, although there's really not a good Ganon pattern in that moat room.
Oh no, not at all.
No.
I was not happy
That's
to see
the
that
one where he's in a different room. That's the
Yeah,
good pattern. When he's in a different room.
Yeah, exactly. Or the best pattern is when it's not forced.
But this is definitely one of those seeds where I could see a wide variety of routes to take. And I do want to give some props to Fred for running this tournament. I definitely wouldn't mind playing in another one of these. Or like the dream would be to have our like gimmick flags tournament be this set. Kind of like how we had like the
Random percent?
kind of like the random percent tournament. I would like to see a tournament with this flag set because this is a really, really interesting concept.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely
so
agree.
if we did random percent flags, but with a spoiler log, it just means that we all are jam evil at that point.
I don't mean combining the two. I mean doing like this flag set.
As long as Heart Shuffle's on.
Die.
Important item drops.
No, I would not mind this with Heart Shuffle.
I actually, that is a good question. If you have Heart Shuffle on and important item drops on, can you get heart containers to drop?
I would think not. Because
I don't think so.
No.
I don't think there are.
No, because
more
it's not in the pool for the
13
items.
hearts
Gotcha.
out there.
Well, no,
Be
Fred
had.
just doesn't have the heart containers in the pool. I'm sure he could figure out how to add them very fast, but
Yeah, then we're in a situation where guys are picking up. Guys have 16 hearts before they even enter a dungeon.
so you have magical before entering a dungeon. What's your point?
Well, you got magical anyway from that
And
Octorok
Red
you
Ring.
killed.
Hey, just give him a ladder too.
Yeah.
But you don't know but you don't know which one it was because it was Sprite Shuffle.
You don't know which
Oh,
magical
God.
sword is your magic sword. They're all magic swords.
But
Oh, that's fun percent. Yeah, everything's a magic sword.
but
Or a book.
my favorite Sprite Shuffle item where one item is everything is just neat. But back to the race at hand.
GG, that was. I felt so behind the entire damn time.
How?
Like getting because of the key buying. I kept diving it. I dove 3 dungeons and not got a single key out of it. And I was getting frustrated. After 4, I got the Hunter Secret and bought another key.
It took me a while actually to find. It took me a while to find a key in 7 to go back into 1 to dig out the any key. But are you starting to understand the reason why I prioritize the any key so heavily?
Oh, I already know. Believe me, because the dumb game has a lot of key blocks when it shapes. The early levels are just streamlined.
That's exactly it. Like I prioritize any key over ladder.
I mean, that makes
Same.
sense.
I like them both the same, honestly, because there's just as many ladder blocks you run into in the early level.
So what if your key blocked from the ladder and then the any key is ladder blocked?
Then you just buy a key.
Exactly.
Twice.
Ugh.
Exactly. I didn't pick any of the secrets this time up, but I did notice that the money was pretty playable. I would actually not be surprised if this was like a nightly race with no spoiler log. I would actually not be surprised if the winning time on the seed was sub-hour.
Oh yeah, easily for me because 8 has 2 items and they're right there. Like even not knowing where they are,
Exactly.
that's a natural path I take.
They were so easy to like. The bow and silvers were so easy to find. Once you found 4, I think the real sticking point of playing the seed without a spoiler log would just be finding the ladder because it's all the way up in the corner. I mean, the ladder itself is not the ladder itself. Once you get into 4, is not difficult to get to. But
All right. It's just, what are you gonna do, Death Mountain?
exactly.
Yeah, it just depends on the any roads, honestly. Like if where those any roads were, I do Death Mountain early.
Yeah, those roads were kind of nice, and I actually, the only time I used them though, and that might have actually been my downfall, was not making use of the any road up Death Mountain. The only time I used them was I picked up the candle and the heart container up by the northeast. Then I think I found a dungeon heart somewhere, and I want to say 1. And then I was at 5 hearts, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go take this any road to the Armos spot and grab the heart container on the heart container west of Vanilla 4, where level 2 was, just in case the red ring is 6 hearts.
I did the same thing.
It made sense.
We will never know what that red ring was.
Did both of us pick it up at 6?
Yeah.
Yes.
It just makes sense because there's no reason for us to go out of our way.
Exactly. But yeah, I am blown away with my finish in this tournament. I will take my 6 points.
Hey, I just realized this is my first place finish. Yay!
Man, May
Well,
it not be your last.
Well, somebody secured a spot in the Tournament of Champions.
Oh,
Yes, somebody has won a battle royale and is on his way to the main event of Randomania.
fame and fortune await me.
I mean,
Or,
you're only in
where was
30 of these battle royales. You're going to win one of them at some point.
You would think, but that doubles one is rough.
I don't care about winning
your
one.
teammate there, I mean.
I don't care about winning one. I just want consistent enough finishes to be able to qualify for the Tournament of Champions on points.
I'm kind of in that same boat.
Oh, also 6 and 9 for my point totals. Yeah.
Nice.
All right.
All right. Thank you guys for doing this. A huge shout out to Fred for doing this, setting this up, because this was a lot of fun. I enjoy the routing aspect a lot. And I think it goes to show, like my early ones, you can go swordless for quite a long time if you route right.
I definitely agree with everything Panzer said. And yeah, those of you in the Battle Royale like Zelda 1 Randomizer Discord, please do another one of these. It would be great.
Be the change you want to see in the world, Raiko.
It really depends on how quickly Fred gets Heart Shuffle out of beta, because this with Heart Shuffle would be
amazing.
This with Heart Shuffle would be amazing, just because like how much do you value hearts in a seed where like Red Ring is in level 9 or something?
As long as it's all second quest dungeons, that would also be like just great, because you could actually do second quest level 8 and not hate yourself.
You know, that's another tournament idea that I have been playing around with, is a dungeon where you have the vanilla second quest dungeons, because no one plays with those.
I'd be down, as long as it's not in a bad time slot. Speaking of time slots.
For anybody who wants to hang out after this, we are going to be doing a massive raid over onto Randomania 3, where there is a Final Fantasy Randomizer tournament match going on as we speak. We're going to be hitting that sucker up real soon. I do want to say, one last congratulations to both PanzerDave and RaikouRider for putting on a tremendous show tonight in the grand finals of what honestly has been my favorite flag set so far in this in these Battle Royale tournaments, the Spoiler Challenge. So one last shout out to them, as well as to Fred, both the creator of the randomizer and the executive producer, if you will, of this particular Battle Royale tournament. Props as always to the Tie-Dye guy for his restream and tracking efforts tonight here on Randomania, my favorite restream channel for the Zelda 1 Randomizer Battle Royale tournament. I've had a blast this past couple of weeks with you, man. This has been a lot of fun.
As have I. Especially looking at it and not having to worry about, okay, now I need to go do it quickly. I can just yammer on. With you.
Right? Getting eliminated is liberating.
And yet you still get those points. That's what matters.
Those sweet, sweet points, just like karma on Reddit, means more than anything in the world. Like I said, yeah, we're about to head over to Randomizer 3 for that Final Fantasy Rando tournament match. Everyone, go give them a happy Zelda 1 raid. This is Liquid Husband on behalf of IceLed999 and everyone here in the Zelda 1 community saying thank you for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow night for another one, Final Four of the Maelstrom Flags. Folks, have a wonderful evening.